Hello there, welcome back to the Ogre, the old Git Reacts, Reviews and Off Times Reminiscences. Today we're doing Mosquito. Now, these have been on my radar for a little while now, and I've dipped into their previous work and liked some of it, and not minded other bits of it, to the extent of which I've never really bought anything. However, the latest album, which is the cover for here, had a couple of listens and bought it, so that probably speaks for itself. So let's get into it with the first track from said album. I bought this album clearly and I like every track on it, but previously when listening to See Mosquito, I nearly said Sea Biscuit there, See Mosquito, whether I've been drawn in by the particular track or not, I've always been struck with the drama that these are able to create, and it's no different on this album. In fact, it's probably enhanced, progressed, and for me got even better. The tracks on this album are all full of moment, whether they be full-on raucousness, which you'll find on other tracks, more contemplative, or here probably slightly more psychedelic. They all work very well, and nothing is a linear ride on any of these songs on this album. So you are always, I mean, I've not listened to this too many times because I've only recently bought it, but I am struck on every listen of little nuances I hadn't heard before, which is at times is some of the best sort of music to listen to. New treasures are revealed around every corner. So they are cutting it up on this track, but obviously not throughout the whole thing. But as I say, there are chapters to this song. The little drum flourish, not little drum flourish, there, it stole the moment, the drums there, and normally that sort of thing doesn't particularly enthuse me too much, but there it did. It sort of got me a little bit jiggy. And it reminded me, again, you get reminded of things even though they're not the same, and these are nowhere near the same as A Forest of Stars, which they remind me of in the nuances and the way they have these changes of pace and emphasis, and whereas A Forest of Stars were all about the steampunky Victoriana type motifs, these are more, this is the picture that's painted. I'm not saying this is the intention at all, but they do, for me, tell a more arcane story, more esoteric, and slightly more progressive as well, I would say. I would. Is a song, and there's a couple of relatively more straightforward songs on this album, but by and large they follow this mould of just a different picture. For the invention on this album and this track is extraordinary, really. Repetition. There are moments of repetition, but by and large there's nothing repeated here. There's something fresh every minute, and you couldn't get bored with it. You might not enjoy it, but you wouldn't get bored with it, and I do thoroughly enjoy it. And there is something about the not quite right to this this song. Often amongst it, there are brighter, more sort of wholesome parts to it, but by and large there's something about there's something you know, the other side of the veil about it, and I never read lyrics, but I don't think we're talking fluffy pink bunnies here at all, which is a stupid thing to say, because how often do these songs ever, and not just for here, but for any black metalish artist, doesn't happen, does it? No, not unless they're taking the piss. But anyway, nonetheless, you do get the sense, regardless of the lyrical content, that dark themes are being sung about here. So there you go. I don't pay attention to lyrics, but I did catch at the end there the incantation at the end, reference to Buddha. Now, if that's the case, then my assertion that this is a darkly themed song, going purely by the vocalization, is probably wrong. It's probably far more spiritual than that, and may not in any way relate whatsoever to anything diabolical. But there you go, that's what comes of not reading lyrics or having any interest in lyrics. You can be totally wrong-footed by any meaning if that's the case. But anyway, excuse me. Yes, so thoroughly enjoyable that, as is the rest of the album. And a little bit different. I mean, you can say that about lots and lots of artists, but we should welcome difference and diversity in music and in many things, to be honest. And when it's so what should I say? This is as enjoyable as that. Hurrah! There you go. Anyway, clicky bollocks. Catch you all next time. Cheerio.